Good afternoon, learners. I, Priyank Sharma, School of Management Sciences, Swami Rama Himalayan University, welcomes you again in the new session, that is investing in the share market. Okay, so in this session, we will talk about some practical aspects of investing in the share markets, which is a part of Indian financial systems. So, let's talk about this particular journey. So, whether you are just starting your investment journey or have been contemplating, that is entering the stock market for a while. So, today's discussion aims to demystify the entire process, how a particular investor can get into the markets. We will focus on the practical steps that one or the investor can take, understand the tools and techniques used by the investors, and highlight some key tips to manage the risks effectively. So, this isn't just a theory, we will also connect concepts of real world to understand or to make the path easier for the investor for the purpose of trading or to achieve the financial independence by investing in this particular sector. So, let's talk about what are the practical steps for investing, or what the investor should do if he want to invest in the share markets. So, firstly, the investors should have the sufficient money to invest. Okay. Thereafter, let's begin with the quick roadmap that what means it to invest in the stock market as a beginner. So, when you are going to enter the stock market as a beginner, so many things one should know. So, the first thing is that the idea of share market investing often feels intimidating because market jargon, technical charts or fear of losing money. But with the right approach, anyone can become a smarter investor. Right approach as well as the learning or the understanding of the market can lead to a good one. Okay. So, we will talk about how to move with the funds in the market and what to do over there, how to go with the investments. So, let's break down the complex terms into the simpler one and to make it understand to the people. So, introduce step by step guide for the purpose of investing or to start the investing by a new investor. Okay. So, for the purpose of investing, as we know that we should have some funds firstly. Thereafter, focus on long term sustainable growth, not speculative gambling. The first and foremost thing is like that the investor should take into consideration the long term sustainable growth, but not the speculative gambling. Okay. You don't need to be finance expert to succeed. That means if you want to invest in the market or you are thinking that you have to need an expert for the purpose of good investing, for the purpose of successful investing, so it's not like that. You just need discipline, clarity of goals and a basics understanding of how the market works. Okay. First and foremost thing while investing, you should know setting up the financial goals. What is that? Setting up the financial goal. This is where every investment journey should start. That means when you are going to invest, so you should know why I am investing, what is my goal for the purpose of investing. So, you have to firstly fix the goals for which you are going to invest. Okay. Thereafter, in setting up the goal, you have to define your investment objective. Why you are investing. So, ask yourself why you want to invest. What is the purpose for investing? So if you have the answer that why you want to invest, so is it for the retirement of yours? It can be the answer. The education of your child will be the answer. Buying a home or wealth creation. These can be answers of the question that why I want to invest. That will fix your goals. Thereafter, the second objective or the second thing which you need to do, defining the time horizon. That means determine your investment horizon. Your goals should be aligned with the time frames also. Okay. And time frame goals can be short term, medium term and long term. Short term goal can be less than 3 years. Consider the flow risk requirement. Medium term goal can be from 3 to 5 years, having moderate risk while investing. That means the investor can take the moderate risk and their time horizon of 3 to 5 years. And the people can have all the long term goals also, which can have the more than 5 years horizon. Like, or they can invest in the stocks, mutual funds, systematic investment plans. So in this way, firstly you have to decide the goal, why I am investing. Thereafter to decide the time horizon and then selection of the things or the selection of the instruments that in which you can invest. Okay. Thereafter, one should also know his risk tolerance. That means how much risk an individual can take. A person can be a conservative, moderate or aggressive investors. So conservative are those people, those who want to take very less risk and also want very less return. These all things depends upon the income of people, age, liabilities and finally the mindset of the people. Let's see. Let's have an example to understand these all things. Let's say I want to generate a corpus of 1 crore in 15 years for the purpose of retirement. With this clarity, you can determine how much to invest monthly and what to invest each that corpus or where to invest to reach that corpus. Okay. Thereafter, when you decided the goal and the time horizon, the next one is opening a Demat account and a trading account. Opening up of the Demat account and trading account. What is Demat account? Demat account is known as dematerialization account. Okay. Now that you have set your goals, let's look at the first step in executing your plan. That is opening a dematerialization account and a trading account. Okay. So these accounts can be opened with any type of broker. So you have to choose a SEBI registered brokers. These SEBI registered brokers basically of two types. First one is full service brokers. Full service brokers can be ICICI Direct, HDFC Securities, which offers research services regarding the stocks, advisory services and can suggest the investment opportunities also. On the other hand, discount brokers are there like Zerodha, Upstocks, which have lower fees, ideal for DIY investors. Okay. Thereafter, while selecting the brokers, you have to move to the KYC process. That is what know your consumers process. So you have to provide your details like Aadhaar card, PAN card and bank account details in the process of for fulfilling the process of KYC. Many platforms offer eKYC with paperless onboarding. So now we can have the video KYC also, and KYC can be done by the online also without video KYC. So Then you have to understand the costs. So what is the process till now? Selecting the goal, time horizon, selection of investors or intermediary. Thereafter, understanding the cost. What is the cost involved in trading or the purchasing or selling of shares? That is what brokerage charges. The broker who is going to provide you the services is going to charge the fee also. That is known as brokerage. It can be a flat brokerage rate or can be charged on the basis of a percentage. Okay. Thereafter, the next concept with regards to transaction is transaction fee. Thereafter, annual maintenance for demat accounts. It is also a fee which is charged by these brokers on annual basis. On these criterias, the investor have to choose a broker that matches your investing style. That means you want to go for the low cost broker or you want the particular broker who provides you the full support. Okay. After selection of the broker, next step is the analysis of the stocks. And analysis of stock includes the two types of analysis, which is known as fundamental analysis and technical analysis. On this basis, the stocks are picked and in which the investor is going to invest. So once you are ready to pick the stock, the next step is learning how to evaluate the company. Okay. So for the purpose of fundamental analysis, the investor have some knowledge of the finance and accounting also to understand the financial statements of the company. So what includes the financial statement? Financial statement includes the balance sheet. That particular investor should able to understand the balance sheet. Components of balance sheet like assets, liabilities. Second statement which is performed or prepared under the financial statement is profit and loss statement, which provides the information about the revenue, losses and profit. The next statement is cash flow statement. What is that cash flow statements? Cash flow statement provides the information regarding the flow of cash and provides the information like liquidity and movement of funds. Thereafter, key ratios which are required to watch on continuous basis, or we can say that for the purpose of selection of stock, these ratios are to be watched and should be understandable, that is interpretable. What are these ratios? PE ratio, which means price to earning ratio. What it reflects? It reflects whether you are overpaying or not. Thereafter, next one is debt to equity ratio. What does it mean? High debt is there, risky business will be there. This ratio provides such type of inputs. The next one is return on equity. What is the meaning of return on equity? Return on equity means efficient use of the capital which is provided to the companies by the people in the form of equity. Thereafter, when you are okay with the company, then you have to go with the industry. That the company for which I am analyzing, it falls in which industry. So understand the company's position in the sector. To understand this all concept, let's have an example. For example, if you analyze TCS or Reliance, so evaluate competition and market trends and regulatory environments about that particular company. So fundamental analysis is actually all about knowing what you are buying, that means which type of share you are buying, and deciding why you are buying. Okay. After the fundamental analysis, the next analysis which is required for the purpose of more depth analysis of particular stock, it is known as technical analysis. So let's now understand or discuss the concept of technical analysis. There are various methods to analyze a particular stock while using the technical analysis. It is a method actually that focuses on price movements and patterns. So, the price movements and patterns can be understood by the use of charts and indicators. Indicators are what? Indicators are some charts which provides the investment decisions, whether to information about the investment decisions. So, technical analysis does not care about what a company does. It care about how its stock price behaves. So, the common indicators on the basis of which investor can frame his investment strategy and can decide whether to buy that particular stock or whether not to buy that particular stocks are moving averages. These are the indicators which identified trend direction. That means in which trend the prices are moving. RSI is also there, which is known as Relative Strength Index. It checks whether the stock is overbought or oversold. So, with the help of RSI index, an investor can check out whether the stock is bought too much or sold too much and can plan his investing strategies on the basis of this particular index. Another one which is known as MACD, which helps with the momentum and reversal patterns. What are the reversal patterns? Actually, the particular stock is moving in the upward movement and thereafter it comes with the downward movement. So, the point at where it moves down, that is known as the reversals. Thereafter, one more indicator is also there, it is known as support and resistance levels. So, support level is the base level at which the price touched and the resistance level is the maximum level at which the price touched. So, think of a support as a floor and resistance as a ceiling price for a particular share or the movement of the share. So, these indicators will help you when to enter in the trade and when to exit from this particular share price. Thereafter, while deciding or when we decide which stock I have to buy, then we have to go through the fundamental and technical analysis of these stocks. Thereafter, we talk about the platforms. So, use TradingView or charting tools on broker platforms like there are so many platforms from which you can choose. Zerodha, Upstocks and so many, Grow, there are so many. So, even basic technical knowledge can help you to avoid bad entry points. Okay. Thereafter, next topic or the next step which you need to identify, we need to address is diversification and risk management. So, once you selected a particular stock, so you have to also analyze what type of risk which is associated and which type of risk can be diversified by the portfolio management. So, one of the golden rules of investing: never put your all eggs in one basket. Diversify across the different sectors of the economy. Don't invest only in IT or pharma sectors. Spread across the multiple sector, that is what the diversification. So, diversification can be done by the market capitalization. How it can be done? It includes large capital, stable, mid cap or mid capitalization, that is growth, and small capitalization is high risk or return stocks. Okay. So, you can diversify your portfolio on the basis of these all things. Don't overload on one stock. That means if you selected a stock and you are putting your amount in one stock only, so don't do like this. So, keep individual exposure under 5:1 of your total portfolios. Okay. Thereafter, you can go with the mutual funds and ETFs, electronic traded funds also. These are the great tools for beginners to get instant diversification. That means you don't have to diversify by using your knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, you can easily go with the mutual funds and the electronic traded funds. Thereafter, when we come to know that a particular stocks contain a particular amount of risk, then how to manage that particular risk? So the risk can be management by stop loss orders, which automatically sells off when you fix a limit to stop the loss or price goes a certain level beyond. Portfolio rebalancing is also there. That means you have framed a portfolio. Thereafter, you have to timely go through the review that what you have planned, how much is going to provide and whether it is providing the particular rate of return or not. So adjust your portfolio periodically. Thereafter, diversification protects you from the sudden losses in a single investment. So diversification is the key to save yourself from the sudden losses in a particular sector. So if you have well diversified portfolio, the chances of risk will be very less. Now finally coming to the tips to the new investors. That means the persons, those who are new to the investing field, and it will be the conclusion of this particular session also. So for the beginners, friendly tips are like that. Start with the small amount. That means you don't start investing large amounts in the first time, or don't jump in the market with the large sums. Go with the small one. Try to learn the market. Develop your own understandings, gain confidence and then invest. So start with 1000 or 5000 to gain the confidence. That is what the first tip. Secondly, go for the diversification. That means don't invest in just a single stock. So it's not just good advice, it's crucial that survival in volatile markets. Then the markets are, as we know that markets are volatile. So if your stocks are well diversified, then you will be able to survive in the ups and downs of the market. Third one is stay informed. That means the investor should be informed by each and every news which is happening in the country, out of country, which can affect the markets. It can be done by reading financial news, follow company updates, track market trends. You can even build every 10 minutes a day, you can build your knowledge significantly. Okay. Thereafter, last one is monitor your investments. When you invested with a particular goal and particular expected rate of return, then you have to monitor it, but don't over monitor it. That means a monthly or quarterly review is enough for long term investors, so that you can have a view that what you have planned, whether the investment is going in the right direction or not. Last tip is that be patient. That means you should have the patience and don't aggregate, or what we can say, don't rush after the markets. So compounding works best over time. As Warren Buffett says, the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patients. Okay. So with these words, I would like to thank the listeners and the learners. One more thing I would like to add in this particular session, as conclusion we can say, when you are going to invest, so you should have the good knowledge of the markets. So investing in the shares market is not a rocket science actually. It's the ability of the one person, planning, discipline and learning. So by this we can convert the savings into the good investments and the finally capital contribution. Thank you for this session.